My name is Roslyn Grace, and this video is going to be about 7 things toxic friends will do. These are things that I've seen happen in many friendships. First, before we jump into this video, let's look up the definition of toxic. Very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. Poisonous. Number 1. The first toxic thing that I see in a friendship or relationship would be causing drama. The person is either lying to you or gossiping about you behind your back. Another tactic they could use is blackmailing you, threatening you if you don't say something or do something. Sometimes you won't see it at first, and then after it happens about 2 or 3 times, you might pick up on it, depending if you're the type of person where they have to stab you in the back in order for you to realize that they're not a good friend. Sometimes you learn the hard way which friends not to go to and which friends to go to. And even if this person is lying to you, you don't need to lie back. You don't need to lie about them to make you feel better. Psalms 19:14 says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer." So whenever somebody hurts you with their words, you don't need to retaliate by saying a mean thing about them. It's not going to make you feel better. And the number 1 reason you shouldn't go say something mean about your friend is because God commands you not to. Number 2, jealousy. They are not supportive of you. Basically, they're being manipulative. They're not happy for you whenever you have an achievement, and they're just not happy for you because they either can't share the same experience with you where it's like, oh great, she got to go here and I didn't, or they got their schoolwork done and I didn't, when really they should be like, way to go girl, you did a great job, or yeah, you totally won, high five, or fist bump, or they're just texting you like, great job, you blew us all away. They're just being encouraging to you. A friend who's not like that, you need to be careful of. That is definitely a red flag. One of the things that would probably spark this jealousy in us is probably Instagram. Whenever you scroll on Instagram or Facebook and you see people going places that you don't get to go, or they're posting about how amazing their life is, when really in reality it's not that great, we hype ourselves up in our mind thinking, oh, I wish I had that, and we're being jealous. If you notice qualities in yourself or other people that have a problem with that, then you should probably either tell them about it, or in yourself, you need to distance yourself from that app. Maybe just not scroll on Instagram if you notice it triggers feelings of jealousy. The third quality I see, and is a thing that toxic friends will do, is they'll push you to do or say something that hurts yourself or other people or God. They either guilt trip you into doing it, peer pressuring you into doing it. Those are just 2 ways that they could do it. I don't know. If I missed one, comment down below if there is another way that I missed. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up or a like, whatever you want to call it. Thumbs up, like. I want to say thumbs up. Whatever. What do you guys think it should be? Number 4, you guys. Take in mind whenever I say this, I'm talking about a friend that you consistently see and like you guys talk a lot, but you never go into deep topics. This does not apply to a friend that you only meet with maybe once a month, or maybe even less than that. Like you only see them like once, maybe every 3 months or once a year. That doesn't apply to those friendships. Just keep in mind that it's only for friendships that you see consistently or talk to them a lot, and you just don't see any progression to anything deeper. The 4th thing that I see in a toxic relationship, when you've consistently been seeing them or texting them, it would probably be they're only surface deep. They only talk about things that are temporary, like favorite ice cream flavors or your favorite TikTok videos or your favorite teacher in school or math assignment. And it's just like, it's great to talk about those things to make a connection in small talk, but it's not good whenever that's the only thing you talk about. Even when you're on one-on-one with that person, it's just you and them in the classroom or in the bathroom. Whenever you don't push each other to talk about hard things like family struggles or bad habits, things like that, not pushing you, but just being there to listen for them and just asking them the question. You need to ask them the question first. You can't just say, oh, well, they're not going to like this, and just assume that they're not going to like that you're going to bring up the question. They might actually appreciate it and be like, hey, how are you doing? You seem kind of down. Like, just asking them, like, what's up? Or how's your family life? How's your Devo life? Checking up on them, especially if they're a fellow Christian in the Lord, you need to check up on them. If you've got the time and you know you can do it and you can be an encouragement, do it. Whenever you do start talking about hard things in life, it'll help you establish more of a connection with that person. You'll go even deeper as friends and tell each other things that you never thought you would. Until maybe, 2 months down the road where you're just like, whoa, I literally just showed you a page in my journal. 2 months ago, or even a week ago, I wasn't willing to do that. And now it's like we're BFFs. That, I would say, is the golden point in a friendship. Number 5, this can definitely be a toxic quality. Whenever they're snobbish and they're just not really interested in you. They're not interested in you. So they won't listen to you when you have to say something, or they just talk too much about themselves, where it's just always about them and never about you. They'll listen to you, but the conversation always goes back to them, what they did, how they are, all that stuff. And they're being very snobbish about it, and that's all they want to talk about. Nobody wants to be around a friend that they can't relate to or isn't interested in them. So why would you stay with a toxic one? Proverbs 27:2 says, "Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips." Don't be boastful or prideful. Let other people say, hey, you did a great job, instead of yourself being like, oh, I did a great job, you guys. I literally got an A on this test. And it's like, yeah. Number 6, they side with the crowd. A friend that truly cares about you is willing to stick their neck out for you and defend you. Even though it may seem that the evidence is against you, they will not abandon you. A friend who is objective, seeks to find the truth, and does not side with the crowd, that friend is priceless and will treat you like royalty. Number 7, they're not willing to change. Hold up. Now, there are some toxic friends who don't even know they're toxic, lying, or they keep doing something, and they don't even know they're doing it, or they're so used to doing it and nobody's told them to stop. As a good friend, you need to talk to them, not to everybody around them, or in your little social group. You're not to talk to every single one of your friends but them. You need to talk to them and deal with the issue. How are you supposed to stop the issue if that person, whenever they're doing something wrong that irks you, doesn't even know they're doing something wrong? Okay, well then how do I deal with it? Do I deal with it over text, or do I call them, or what? Guys, you do not text. You do not call them. You deal with it in person. When you deal with an issue in person and you talk to them about it, it shows the seriousness of that matter, and it also shows them how much you care about them. Like, is this really worth coming to them and talking to them about it? Answering the question, how would I go into this situation? Whenever you're talking with a friend, you need to be kind and loving whenever you tell them this. You want the best for them, and you want them to approve and stop doing something that's hurting other people. You don't want to come off sounding rude or arrogant, angry, and blowing up at them. Then they're going to be very defensive and be like, I'm not going to change. What's wrong with you? Like, they're not going to understand because they're all caught up in the emotion. Even if you do still have some anger with whatever they did that hurt you, you need to let it go before you talk to them about it, because it will show. It will show whenever you go to talk with them about it. They'll be like, hey, what's wrong? Or what's up with you? Something's off. Like, they'll sense that you're angry with them or you still have some bitterness about it. So whenever you talk to them, you need to make sure that you are calm and patient and you truly want the best for them and not just blowing off steam. Depending on how the conversation goes, if they're not willing to change, then this is going to sound really harsh, you guys, but you need to distance yourself from them. And yes, that means unfollowing them from Instagram or unfollowing them from TikTok or Facebook or whatever social platform you guys use to talk on. You guys just need to break away from each other. Whenever a person starts influencing you more than you're influencing them, that's when you need to draw the line. And no excuses, you guys. Don't convince yourself to stay with a toxic friend. Some of the things we say in our minds to convince us to stay with them, I don't want to cut them off. That's mean. Or what if they do change? First off, you aren't cutting them off. They will find you and befriend you whenever they're ready to talk about it or whenever they're ready to change. It's not like they don't know where to find you. Second, what if they don't change and you're just encouraging them to keep doing this bad behavior because nothing is going to stop them? Those are 7 things that a toxic friend will do. Please comment below telling me how, what you enjoyed most about this video, or which quality you might see in yourself. Guys, remember, we gotta be the change you want to see. Philippians 2:3 says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind. Let each esteem the other better than themselves." If you guys like this video, please subscribe to be a part of the fam. See you guys in the next video. Royalty. Let's go. I don't know why I'm so hyped for this.